BNA, or Brand New Animal, was an anime about Tom Nook, the Pokemon from Sword and Shield, and the naked mole rat from Kim Possible. But yeah, BNA is the latest effort from Studio Trigger, and it was directed by Yoh Yoshinari, who also directed Little Witch Academia, the debut work of Studio Trigger, and also one of my favorite anime of all time. And so when I found out that Yoshinari had a second directorial work, I was like, I have to watch this now! BNA is an anime about a world where there are humans and beastmen. And beastmen are like these human-animal hybrids, except they're heavily discriminated against by humans. So they have to take refuge in this place called Anima City, which is a thriving metropolitan area that seems progressive and cool, but upon a closer look, is actually rife with systemic injustice. So it's basically Zootopia. It's literally Zootopia. There are so many Zootopia jokes I can make, and jokes about but those are too easy, so I'll refrain from them. Although I will say that if you do like Zootopia, you probably will like this anime. Something I noticed about this series is that it's kind of similar to Little Witch Academia in that it's somewhat kid-friendly. If I had a kid, I would probably be okay with showing it to them. Well, there are some bloody violent scenes in this anime towards like the end of it, but it's nothing that's too traumatizing, I don't think. Like, this anime passes the test of, if my parents walked in while I was watching it, I would not immediately close the tab. The same cannot be said for other works by Gainax and Trigger. But yeah, I think that as a result of being a more kid-friendly show, the plot can sometimes feel a little bit basic or predictable, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I think that sometimes having a simple plot lets an anime focus more on its other strengths, like its animation or individual elements of the plot. Like, if the plot is simple but it effectively teaches kids that animal racism is bad, then yeah, that's okay. What I can criticize the writing of this anime for, though, is its use of cop-out situations. Like in the later episodes, it does present some pretty interesting moral dilemmas about like the coexistence of contrasting cultures, but at the very last minute, it's just like, oh, this solution just existed all along, and it came out of my ass. And so the end result is like a bit unsatisfying. I also thought that the explanation for the powers of the main character, Michiru, were a bit underwhelming. Like, she had this huge range of abilities that didn't really feel justified. They just happened just because. I think as a main character, Michiru provides a good female role model for kids. Like, she has flaws and evolving views about beastmen and society. But like, I kind of wish her abilities were explored in more detail, because another complaint I had about her was that she felt kind of passive throughout the series, and I kind of wanted her to start taking more fights from Shiro. Because Shiro, that dude was just straight up OP. Like, that man had absolutely no weaknesses. Which I forgive, because every time he did fight, it did look pretty damn cool. Which brings me to the last point of this video. The animation. And, well, it's Studio Trigger. The animation is good. Studio Trigger has a very unique style where it doesn't look like your typical anime. The shapes are different. The eyes look different. And I think it's very much a staple of Yoh Yoshinari and fellow Trigger director Hiroyuki Yamaishi. If I had to describe it, it's that the animation very much emphasizes the motion of his characters. Like, the form of his characters are very malleable. They bounce around. They feel very cartoony compared to most anime. And I think it's definitely due to Yoshinari and Yamaishi being heavily influenced by Western animation, like Hanna-Barbera, or even Chuck Jonesian's Looney Tunes. I could probably do a whole video essay on Studio Trigger and the styles of other animation studios, so that might be another video. But yeah, the same fluidity of motion is also present in this anime, and it looks great. However, I don't really know if there was any like one scene in this anime that like really stood out to me. There was no like Giga Thrill Breaker! Like, there wasn't really any one scene that just made me go, holy shit, this is so deliciously animated! Like a scene that I knew would stick in my brain. Like, this whole anime felt very safe. And you can tell by how the anime is just a single core as opposed to like a full season. In fact, the whole show just felt very sample plattery. It felt like someone at Studio Trigger just really liked Zootopia and really wanted to make a show about a raccoon girl, but didn't necessarily want to dedicate like the resources to a full season to it. And so it was like someone just had an idea, wanted to make a quick series about it, just for fun, for practice, who knows. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think every anime has to be the best series ever. I enjoyed the show for what it was. It was a short, well-animated series with some socio-political commentaries about the roles of religion in controlling society, and it also happens to rip off Animal Crossing. And so yeah, for that reason, I give this anime a 3.5 out of 5, or a B+. B+ and A. And yeah, I'm the local mangaka. I like anime. Thanks for watching my anime reviews, and I'll see you next time. Boom.